Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And what are we in? Yes, are we in the vision? You know what vision is? Vision is 2020. That's where we are, in 2020 vision. And I've got Lynaae Forbes with me, and she's laughing. Why are you laughing?
Because I love it.
You never realized that vision is 2020. So
I did.
we're in the decade of 2020.
Yes.
I mean, that's where we are.
Perfect.
So it's out, so you've got 10 years of vision, and it's going to go every year it's going to go up 1 degree. So it's going to be 2021, 2022. Remember when you were 21? Diverting.
We're going backwards in time there. I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to 20.
You don't want to go back to 20?
No.
You were saying that. You don't want to go back to... She doesn't want to go back to 20, but I think if we went back probably 2 years ago, she actually weighed a little bit more. She was on my show before, and she just said to me, she said, like, haven't you noticed I lost weight? Well, of course I've noticed she lost weight, but it really, when she was heavier, I didn't really take much notice of it because I don't go on people's weights.
Yeah.
I go on their personality and who they are and what they are, what they're doing.
Well, I also hired a stylist, so I'm being dressed now. Yes.
So you're being dressed.
Yes.
You've got lashes. She's got lashes on.
Yes.
She's in one of my fascinating businesses, which is real estate.
Yep, I'm a real estate broker
Now
here
you're a
in
real
town.
estate broker. Are you a realtor or real estate broker?
I'm both, actually. Realtor is a membership, a real estate broker is a license.
So you have a license. She has a license to practice real estate.
Yes, and I own a real estate office called Forbes Realty Group.
Yeah, don't you have to? Well, you have to be a broker to own an office, don't you?
Correct.
Correct. Yes. Because I've been in real estate since, I hate to say this, but since 1975. I started when I was knee high to
Grasshopper?
Just kidding.
No, and I've been in real estate since 1989.
Oh, so we're both quite, we should know what we're doing, I guess, by now.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing?
You know what? My biggest frustration is dealing
what?
with agents that don't know what they're doing.
Do you know, it's funny you should say, I just bought a couple of townhouses actually in North Las Vegas. And I've had all these calls because they want me to list my property with them. And I said, well, I would, but all you do is you put it on MLS, and then that's the end of that. Then they wait till a buyer comes along, they give them 3%, they keep 3%, but it sits there for 6 months doing nothing.
That's because they overpriced it, if it's sitting there for 6 months.
Yeah, that's because they don't bother. Because a lot of the real estate people don't bother, and I don't work with them. So I do it myself.
So come talk to me next time. I'll make you a deal.
Oh, no! They all do that. Let's make a deal. But I think Lynaae might be a little better.
And one of the things that I deal with is, like, I got a text this morning, which really kind of irritated me. The broker from this firm accused me of not being professional, and I'm like going, oh, maybe you should actually go back to your agent who doesn't know how to write a contract before you talk to me about being professional.
So you had a real good start today.
Yeah, well, that's okay. It seems to be the par.
So this is kind of this is the second day. Monday yesterday was the first day actually going into 2020 with all the business people because we had all this, Although we were open last week, it wasn't really kicked in yet.
Yeah.
Yesterday was like kick in 2020.
Oh yeah.
So that was
yesterday was first day back because school started yesterday as well.
You have children?
No, but all the kids are in the way, in the morning, going to school, making noise.
I wouldn't know that. What are you doing out in the morning? You're independent. You shouldn't be up first thing in the morning with all the kids.
You can hear them. And when they get out of school at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I'm driving around taking care of client stuff.
I don't care about that, what you're saying about the kids, because I love you kids, and I don't care what you do and what you don't do, because I've got
But that's when everybody went back to work.
Yeah, I was like, yes, of course, they all went back to work. So you went back to work. I don't think you ever left work, actually.
I never left work.
No, you didn't leave work. So how's it, as a broker, as a woman, because I know it's very difficult out there for women to do anything, because that's what women put on themselves. I know none of you are going to like what I just said, but that's what we do. So what's it like going back into this business and having your own place and your own responsibility? You have to pay the rent, light bill, and all the stuff.
I like it, first of all, one. Two, I can tell you this, one of the biggest things that I do notice, and I talk to other fellow brokers, men, and they see what other men write to me as a broker, and they said if they would never do that to me.
Oh. So the dialogue between men and women is the same project. If you're selling a house, exactly the same thing. Doing a woman and doing it to a man is totally different.
And men don't like it when we outwit them.
Yeah, but you have to understand. Now, I'm not protecting the men or the women, but you have to understand one thing. When a man talks to a man, it's completely different to when a man talks to a woman.
Right. So
that's been since day one.
Right. But so here's a perfect example. This guy wrote up a contract. He only put 3 days for the due diligence. I didn't catch it. The buyer didn't catch it. The seller didn't catch it. He sends in his repair request 10 days after the contract. And I looked at the contract. I wrote back to him. I said, you only put in 3 days due diligence, which means they just now release themselves from having to do anything. He comes back to me and says, quit being a jerk and just do the work. Anybody with common sense.
Quit being a jerk and just do the work.
and common sense would tell you that I can't do it in 3 days.
I'm going to turn around and say, make sure you read contract. I read contracts all the time. So just
That's
make
what I
sure
said.
You've got to read the contract.
His broker actually came back and said, she's absolutely correct. You
can't blame the woman or a man or whoever it may be.
But he blamed me immediately and treated me unprofessionally, and then came back at me today and said, you're being unprofessional. I'm like, I'm not the one who started this.
No, it's nothing to do with you.
Exactly. It's his perception of how he treats women.
Well, that's a nice way to start off 2020, isn't it?
But it happens. So it's just one of those things. And
I don't know why I didn't go through the work, so it's only 3 days. Number one, it's only 3 days, and it's not really long enough, but that's okay.
It isn't really long enough. He technically, it's not my job. It's his broker's job to supervise him.
Yeah.
No one's supervising him, including his buyer.
Okay, so I guess, do you know what the message is right here? If you're buying a house or buying a business or whatever you're buying, don't forget to read it all.
Thank you.
Especially when you have print in there, because obviously this was written in there. So
by the agent.
When something's printed, sometimes you'll look over it briefly. When something's written in, you've got to definitely say, well, what's this 3-day thing? Let's go back and see what this is for. So it's your own fault if you don't read it. Just sign it and say goodbye.
But you know that the law states here in Nevada that they still hold the agent liable. That buyer could actually sue him.
Yes.
Because he wrote the contract.
Yes. Well, of course you can.
And he what they called skill and care. And
so in other words, all the repairs that were supposed to be done within 3 days, now the buyer has to do them.
Yep. And there was quite a list.
Well, if that buyer wants to call me, I can tell her how to get out of it.
Well, they did. They canceled it anyway.
Absolutely. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they've been represented in the wrong way.
But yet that agent had the audacity to say, I'm not professional.
So are you blaming this as of doing business with a man and doing business with a woman? Are you blaming it because you feel that because you're a woman this happened?
I feel that he wouldn't have treated me that way if I had been a man who said the same thing to him. Because I'm very detailed. When I make a statement, I never personalize it.
Because I've never had this thing, and I never will have this thing about men and women. I talk just the same to a man as I do a woman. And
I do too, but sometimes men don't like it. And they don't like it when you outwit them.
Well, I haven't really come across men not liking it because I haven't come across that yet. I don't know.
But the business in real estate, it just seems to be a different
No, I just
animal.
think women put this barrier up. Because I'm a woman, they do this. And because I'm a woman, they do that. And because I'm a woman, I just disagree with all that thing. I think a lot of you women are shooting yourselves in the foot. Be a woman.
Well,
be a woman.
I do. I stand up for myself.
Yeah, but that's fine. You should.
And I talked to that broker, and I just said, you know what? We're not going there. I said, I didn't write the contract. He did. I said, I shouldn't be blamed for his mistake.
I didn't think we were going to have an interview on on an argument.
But as it goes, I always make sure when I talk, though, when I write something, I leave all the emotions out. I just make it about statements.
There should not be an emotion.
Women put a lot of emotions.
I don't care what women do. I really don't, because women do what they have to do. I do what I do. I have nothing against women. I do business the same with both. It doesn't make any difference to me. It really doesn't.
And I'm
in real estate. I'm in real estate. I have real estate and antiques, and then I have the show.
So, I love antiques.
Yes, I'm in the antique business as well. But now, you lost weight. How did you lose? I can see why she lost weight. Dealing with all these guys out there.
Okay, how did I release the weight? I started working out, started watching my diet, eating less processed food, cut the sugar out.
You started taking care of yourself.
Yes.
That's all it is. It's what goes in. I don't go through fast food places ever. I don't know when was the last time I went to a fast food restaurant. I don't know, maybe because someone took me. Yeah. I couldn't say no, but I don't do that personally myself. You've got to look after yourself. You can't blame anybody else out there for what happens to you.
Oh,
you
no.
Can't do that.
No.
So you've got someone to dress you as well.
Yes, I hired a stylist.
Dresses are in.
Well, it works.
It works. See, she admits it works. So she loves being a woman.
I do.
And the hairstyle and everything, you look absolutely lovely. But last time I saw you, you looked lovely too. So
yeah, we've just improved it.
now, isn't that wonderful? See, there's never too late to improve yourself. Just keep working at it. How's the real estate? Let's get back to reality. How's the real estate going?
Right now, we're in a 7-year cycle, and we just left. The top of it was 2018.
Yes.
And it's kind of softened, because now when I put a property on the market, it's on the market for 7+ days. When it was hot, I couldn't even be on the market 3 days.
So you missed that.
I do, and we're even working to with the clients, making sure they're priced right. All their appraisals are coming in, so that's the good news.
Okay, but isn't that always been real estate or any business? You have the up and you have the down and you have the ins and the outs, and you've just got to sort of.
So it's an education process for my sellers.
Yes.
Is that if you're going to sell, we got to sell it, but we got to price it right now.
Now you buy a lot of houses yourself.
No, I don't.
You don't.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
So that's my next quest.
So all you do, you just buy. I mean, you just list them and you sell them.
No, actually, we do more than that. I have a program called.
I'll get this straight soon, because so far they've asked her, she doesn't do. Okay, let's see what she does do.
What we do a program called Taking the Flip Out of Real Estate, where we empower the seller to be the flipper. So we go in and do basic things: carpet, countertops, appliances, painting.
So you actually do what they have on television. They have a show like that on television.
But we do it on behalf of the seller.
Huh?
We do it on behalf of the seller.
Oh, I think they do too.
Okay.
There's a program out that they do that as well.
Okay.
They do that for the seller, and it improves it and everything else. Because I know at the moment you have a house, you're trying to get a house together, and the woman that's selling the house is a hoarder.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those right now.
She's got one of those right now. I happen to know about it because Lynn, we all know Lynn.
Oh, yeah, you took Keith over there today.
I didn't.
No, but I met
did.
Keith over there at
Yes.
the property. It was far better than he didn't see the real bad part. It's actually been improved since then.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's in there for the next 3 days.
So now you have to take care of all that. So you have to lay out the expense
I do.
on all that.
Uh-huh.
And so a house is a house is a house, and houses only go up 6% a year. Am I correct?
Right.
6% they go up a year. So you must be getting a pretty good buy from this house, or she's selling it at a good buy, at a good profit.
It's a lot easier. People can see themselves in a house that's been already fixed than
Yes.
if it doesn't. And what we deal with if it's not been fixed is those people who are going to come in and do it.
And they fix it themselves. Because there's people that want to buy
flip
a
it.
house. Oh, there's people that want to buy a house that doesn't have anything done to it because they don't want to spend that money and they can get the house less expensive. Or they go into a house where they've got to pay a little bit more when somebody else has done it. Is it less expensive for somebody else to go into a house that you have fixed or they could fix?
It's a lot less expensive for us to fix it for them, and the reason why is because I've got a crew. I've got crews already fixed in place, and I've got pricing down to the nub. A lot of people don't know how to find those contractors. They don't know how to find the right people to do the
now
work.
Because contractors are in demand at the moment.
Right, and even so, when I schedule a painter, it's 2 weeks out. He's that busy.
Yes. So
My counter guy, my granite guy now, he's usually a little bit of a week out. The carpet guy, as long as I give him enough notice, he comes right in after.
So within a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks,
I get everything done in about 2
fixed
weeks.
and done, and then you put it on the market.
And the reason we do that though is because people are going to not give us lowball offers.
Well, you're not going to take them a local offer. That's what it is.
Right, but this prevents that.
Yes.
Because the lowball offers are coming from the flippers.
Yes.
Who are going to come in and spend the same amount of money we did and go make the $20,000 at the seller.
I just had that. I've got a townhouse. And somebody said, well, I can come in and I want to buy it at this price. And then I said, yeah, then you want to turn around. You want to upgrade it and everything else. And then you're going to sell it for what I'm trying to sell it for.
Right. So you fix it.
So I know the business. Unfortunately, I know the business, but most people don't know.
So I've been doing this program for since 2016.
Okay.
So we're going on 4 years.
Is it?
My clients are happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
are you making money?
Yes.
You're making a lot of money.
Not a lot, but I'm comfortable. It was never about that, but we do have caveats in the contract that if we sell over list, that I get a certain percentage over that. That means because I'm working to negotiate over list.
So is all this all about you making money, or is it all about you satisfying?
I like satisfying clients because they keep bringing me people.
Yeah, but keep bringing you money.
And that brings money.
So what is your goal?
My
Then we'll
goal.
close out. What's your goal?
I'd like to get to a point where I'm doing like, I think they call it over 5 million in the sales.
Okay.
That would bring in a little over 100,000 a year. So every 5 million brings in about 100,000.
Okay.
So
Now,
we want to do
say
that.
something. When I was in the property, I was in commercial property with my husband, and we would make 100,000 on one deal, just
Yeah.
like that, or 300,000 on one deal because it's commercial.
Right.
So it's not commercial.
But it takes a lot longer though for those commercial deals too, don't they?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily at all. It's just having the money to buy them.
Right.
That's the thing. And if you know enough people, because my husband would never go into houses, but Vegas is different.
Yeah.
Vegas is kind of a housing residential place.
And it keeps growing. We've got builders
I know,
out there
so
building houses like crazy.
I live in Southern Highlands, and St. Rose they've just built all these condos. It's amazing, loads and loads
Yeah.
and loads of them. I don't know if they own them and they're leasing them, or I don't know what, but I know the rental business in Vegas is very, very dodgy.
It is, and
Because
they've
it's
tightened up the
gambling.
laws as well. They've tightened up the laws now, and they're favoring the tenant more.
I don't know if that's a good idea, and I'll tell you why. Because the tenant goes out and gambles to try to double their money,
And sometimes they use their rent money to do
and
it.
then they use their rent money, and let's guess who doesn't get paid.
So in the old,
It was 3-day notice you could give.
now it's I think it's 7 or 5.
Well, there's a 3-day and a
They've
5-day.
moved. Yeah, they've moved it up. They've made and
But you don't actually lease. You buy
no,
and sell.
I just do buy
You
and
just
sell.
buy
Yeah.
and sell. Yeah. Okay. How can they reach you, Lynaae?
I can be reached at ForbesRealtyGroup.com. And my phone number is really easy, 702-743-7797. And if you just put in Forbes Realty Group on the internet,
You'll
I
find
come
out.
up on 5 pages. Because I've been doing a lot of
Well,
stuff.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter.
So we learned an awful lot. We learned about women and men and how the business goes. We learned about real estate, and we learned about weight. It's not weight loss, and the reason she says it's not weight loss because when you lose your keys, you want to find them, but when you lose weight, you don't want to find it.
So did a weight release.
Weight release.
I released it.
She's released her weight.
My next
Not to
release.
somebody else. But
My next release is 160 pounds.
You're losing 160 pounds?
Yeah, that's what you call divorce.
This woman, really, she's a character. She's got so much going on. I can't keep up with you.
I know.
She seems to be very happy about the divorce too.
Oh yeah. Should be done this year.
Should be done. Well, he's got a whole 12 months to go.
Let's hope not. Let's not take another whole 12 months.
Anyway, don't forget to go to YouTube and don't forget to subscribe. I just took on another media group to take care of all our stuff, and he said, you've got to make sure on every single segment, Ninon, you've got to ask people to subscribe. We need your help out there. You need our help. I'm helping her put her business out there, and I need your subscription.
And we do have a YouTube channel as well, ForbesRealtyGroup.com.
Everybody has a YouTube. We'll be right back with our next guest. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Thank you.
2020.